Now, there are always 4 stages to mastery. And I want you to take a moment to think about which stage are you in. So, usually the first stage is that you are starting to learn. And you don't know what you don't know. You are just picking up the fundamentals. This is usually the first stage, which is what we call unconscious incompetence. And as you start to know what is out there on this particular subject that you want to master, for example, if you first join PLB and you suddenly realize that you are expected to know how to do motion graphics, and also you're expected to do a little bit of like a 3D work, or you're expected to also learn how to operate the gimbal, or how to operate this camera. This is the part that you shift to the second portion. You become conscious of what you don't know. This is what we call conscious incompetence. And then, as you start to learn about it, you then go to unconscious competence. That means you know how to do your work already. You know how to start to do it well. But you are not at a stage to teach. That means you are not at a stage to teach other people what you already know. So sometimes you know how to do certain things very well. But if, let's say, I were to put a new teammate beside you, and this teammate is brand new, and I ask you to teach the teammate, but you realize that you cannot articulate and explain your skill set, or exactly what are you thinking when you're doing this step A to step B. That is what we call unconscious competence. Now, if you work your way towards level 4, this is the time that not only are you very good at your skill set, but you are able to explain and teach and guide. And that is the time that you become like a teacher. And when you become conscious competence, that is the stage that you can start to master your next skill set. Because if you are here and then you start to skip, what is going to happen is that you have not complete the whole loop of learning. And most of the time, if you don't complete the whole loop of learning, this will start to degrade as well, because you have not been able to master the final stage 4. It's a little bit like your Kung Fu mastery, right? So, the other way of looking at this is this. Now, this is a Japanese concept called shuhari. All right, everybody say shuhari. Shuhari. Okay. So, what is shuhari? Who don't know who is Picasso? Anybody don't know who is Picasso? Everybody knows, right? Okay. So, I'm going to use the journey of Picasso in his artwork to explain this concept. And this is also something that is related to today. Because by the end of today, what is important is that though we complete the whole challenge, but when you're doing your teamwork, I also want you to think and do like a little bit like a checklist or stock take of where your mastery level is at. And that is going to lead into 2 weeks later. Because 2 weeks later, we're going to replace our media huddle. It's going to be the same group of us, and we're going to do what we call individual goal setting as well as team goal setting for 2024. So I'm very I wouldn't say concerned. I want to be very involved in your growth. Oh, okay.